So go on Twitch if it does happen. Yeah, just switch to Twitch because Twitch doesn't really care. I don't give a shit what I do on there. It's fucking great.
What would you do if one of the strongest tornadoes
I
ever
think it's the
was
TTS
tearing through
slurs.
your neighborhood,
Maybe. Because they said I wasn't like 18. Even though
destroying your school,
fucking am
your
over
hospital,
18.
and before you even had time to process what was happening, it vanished.
That was it right there. That's what's left of it. And you can see all the
That shit disappeared fucking faster than my dad. Good lord.
A massive tornado tears through central Oklahoma, just to the east of the Oklahoma City metro area. The sparsely populated forests near Lake Thunderbird lessened the impact as the EF4 tornado
Hi,
carves
okay,
through the
lads.
terrain. Sadly, 2 people would be killed.
The ants in the
but this
shower
destruction
watching me
did
make a
not come
whirlpool.
without warning. In fact, a
Bro.
well-forecasted multi-day
Why do
tornado
you have
outbreak
ants in your
was in
shower, bro?
progress, and it was all due to this. This is a trough, a wave of low pressure sweeping
I
across
already
the
have
United States.
the video set
This
for
trough
tonight.
is fairly wide and
What,
moving quite slowly,
depends
allowing
on what
specific
kind of videos
ingredients
are
in the
made.
atmosphere to conglomerate
Sugar in
in
the
one
pipe
area,
somehow. How
such
the
as
hell?
1. CAPE, the convective available potential energy, or the energy needed for storms to form and persist.
Oh shit,
2.
we're actually learning
Wind
about
shear,
we're learning
strong
about
low-level
storms.
winds which allow storms to organize and spin. And 3. Moisture, needed to spread
console
heat
video?
and fuel storms.
Maybe.
Forecasters at the National Weather Service noticed these ingredients and put out a plethora of outlooks for the following days. So far, the outlooks for intense tornadoes have been correct, but the next day, May 20th, was looking more interesting than scary. A 10% outlook for tornadoes was drawn around a corridor from Oklahoma to Arkansas. From an overall perspective, the next
they
day
really don't
would
know
be
where it's
one of the
gonna be.
more unsure days of the whole system. Moore, Oklahoma is a pretty average suburban community
Real
from the
alternative
outside,
TTS for a quick
essentially
second
just
so
a
we can watch
sprawling
this.
appendage to the much larger Oklahoma City. But any resident that has lived there for a while knows Moore is anything but average, and it all usually comes down to one date.
Okay,
May
I'll save
3rd,
that in my queue for
1999,
probably
one of the
more
strongest
likely
tornadoes
next live.
ever tears through the heart of Moore, Oklahoma. May 3rd became sort of a staple for locals. The destruction was unheard of, and the community
Oh yeah,
took
this
years
oh
to
yeah, this
recover.
tornado. We
Other
watched this
tornadoes
before.
continued to occur in Moore, such as in 2003 and in 2010, but nothing could ever compare to the sheer devastation of May 3rd.
Take the extra minute or two.
I want to take a brief moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Displate.
Was
Like
this
many
the
of you,
Moore-
have
the
dealt with the
Morton
limitations of
tornado?
your average poster.
Nice.
That's why I've partnered with Displate. These aren't standard posters. They're over discount of 10%
That's-
risk for tornadoes
bad.
remains over the state, but things really aren't looking too extreme, and it appeared there was nothing special going on at face value. However, underneath the surface, the atmosphere wasn't playing by the rules. Currently, the wind shear,
Atmosphere
which
is always
provided
doing something
storms
to
with
try and fuck
rotation,
us over.
was remarkably unimpressive, especially near the surface, meaning any storm that would form would have trouble rotating, and as a result, have trouble forming a tornado. But sometimes strange things occur. Experts just didn't know it yet. Currently, a cold front sprawls across the risk area. Colliding with the cold front, another boundary called a dry line sits. These fronts allow storms to form along them,
Researching
and at
F1
1 o'clock,
tornadoes 'cause it looks
multiple
fascinating.
cells begin to
Real
form along the dry line.
tornadoes are fascinating. I'm surprised I don't research them enough, considering how many tornado videos I watch on stream. Because these are very interesting.
Line in South Oklahoma. Most storm chasers are situated to the south of the metro area, where these forming storms seem to have the best chance, if any, of producing a tornado. Unfortunately for these chasers, the storms are struggling a lot,
Hi, Peter.
even though the high amounts of energy in the atmosphere
My town is
allow
on
them to
earthquake
form and
plate.
mature.
Oh, is it on like the edge of a plate or something? You what? Wait, what do you fire, Jason?
The wind shear
Oh yeah, it's on like the end of a
Stop
tectonic
showing me
plate.
sex ads.
Thank you for the follow, Savior.
is just too weak, and they are unable to rotate strongly. Up towards the north, multiple rain showers pop up fairly close to the two colliding boundaries, making for a rather sporadic mess of air, moving in all sorts of directions
Always over
around this
fucking
area.
Oklahoma.
However, a secret pocket of rapidly moving air, essentially an anomaly, was intensifying around the cells, and forecasters had no idea. As the cells continued to grow, the northern storms of the cluster shoved the southern cell away from its north motion to a more southeast motion. All of this unpredictable atmospheric
Am I muted?
chaos
No,
was doing
TTS
something
is
very
just off right
strange
now, so
to
we
the
can
southern
try and
storm.
focus
The
on the
freak
video
accident
at this
was
very
about to
moment.
occur. Southwest of Moore, Jennifer Vargas steps outside the Newcastle,
We love
Oklahoma
Devil.
Walmart,
Hell
where
yeah.
she looks up and spots clouds ahead, rapidly carouseling. She begins
boy.
to film what she's seeing. Just 30 seconds later,
Your purity
Newcastle
shield
law enforcement
very-
also notices the
very
rotation,
useless.
and tornado
Oh.
sirens in
Oh,
the
what the
general
fuck?
area go
That
off.
was fast. That was
Across
fucking
the highway,
fast, good
in
lord.
another parking lot, amateur storm chaser Charles Cook is filming the rotation
What are we
as
watching?
well.
We're
That's when he
watching
notices a small
documentary
nub
about the
protruding
Moore
from the
tornado
clouds.
in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, to be exact.
As the funnel cloud continues to stretch towards the
I think
ground,
it said
tiny swirls
2013.
of wind can be seen brushing the field in front of him. The tornado is incredibly weak, knocking down small trees and damaging roofs. It also struggles to actually condense to the ground. Charles records as the tornado fully forms
Fuck-ass
multiple times
tornado.
before picking back up. Michael Lynn, another storm chaser,
It's crazy to me
also
that
notices the
more
rotation
than 90%
behind
of
a tree
tornadoes
line.
on Earth
He
happen
begins to
inside the
drive
USA.
down the interstate,
Yeah, the US
and as
just
the
happens to
funnel
have
comes into
perfect
view, he
conditions,
watches
specifically Oklahoma. Literally nowhere else. It's all Oklahoma. Out of the 90% of tornadoes in the world, 90% of them are probably in Oklahoma. I don't know that for a fact, but I have a feeling. Thank you for the follow, Gom. Hi, Louise.
as, without warning, the vortex
If bombs or tornadoes did not end my town, the earthquakes probably will. Yeah, earthquakes are quite common in the US, I think. Yeah, Oregon nearby is really safe. It's just really Oklahoma and Texas, I'd say.
plants firmly to the ground.
Maybe more. There looks like there may be another tornado.
Oh, a
There
second
looks like
one?
there may
Oh
be
fuck.
another
Why am I in a
tornado
tornado?
to my north.
Oh, it's just
If I'm
a
to
it's just
stop,
a
this
small
thing is
boy
getting
thing. You
bigger
never
and
know what I'm
bigger.
gonna do.
This thing is getting large. It's moving
Maybe I was
fast.
randomly in a
I'm
tornado
all over
one day.
this. We got power flashes. We got
No,
a
my friend lives in
major,
Texas. Well, I'd say
major
it's
tornado
mostly in like
west of
northern
Oka- west
Texas
of-
only.
In under 30 seconds, the
It depends
tornado
on which
went
part of
from
Texas
hardly
you're
brushing
in.
the ground to a thick stovepipe, launching
God damn,
debris.
that thing got
It doesn't
strong
stop
fast.
intensifying as it crosses the road right in front of Michael.
Get, be in the shelter. I can't move. I've got this thing. I'm west of this tornado. This thing is huge. It's taking the May 3rd path. It's going right into Moore. Call her right now. Bye.
Directly in its path
You're making a
is a
whirlpool in
neighborhood
the
of a
shower,
large country
putting
club
a pole
homes
on it.
as it impacts
Have you-
the first home in the neighborhood.
Thank you for the follow, Crash or Cash. Have you made a whirlpool in like a circular pool by chance? Like if you ever have a pool, you swim in a circle until it starts creating a rip pool. Yeah, that's really fun. Thank you for the follow, Gog. And then you try to swim against the current, and it's actually just fucking strong. Femboy. I'm sorry, Bray. Just letting you know how I told you I was gonna have nightmares. Oh, did you have nightmares? Do you end up actually having nightmares? My mom told me that they woke up to me screaming at them in the night. I guess we know you can't watch spooky shit anymore. I guess I just go underwater. I would assume it's stronger underwater because the currents, obviously. Your name is pronounced Gogeta, I think. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, right? Boy has school tomorrow, well, so do I, but I can actually manage off 0 hours of sleep, unlike him. So,
Something incredibly unexpected happens. The tornado sweeps the entire home off of its foundation. Grass and soil under the vortex now begin to be ripped up in a process known
Yeah,
as ground
Google
scouring,
Investigation
as 3 more
LTV.
homes are completely flattened.
Oh,
Not
go-
only is this
go get
similar
it.
to the
Go-
damage
go
associated
get
with
it.
some of the strongest
Go get
tornadoes
it.
ever, just
I
200
don't know.
yards
I don't know
back,
how to say it.
the only damage
should
the
sleep. It's
tornado
like-
was able to do
well,
was
it's
knock
only
over
12.
a fence.
That's crazy.
It's as if, as the tornado crossed the road, some supernatural force rapidly fueled the storm. And unless the tornado stopped as quickly as it started, every possible path would bring it directly into Moore, Oklahoma. Michael realizes the gravity of the situation. He watches the tornado
Yeah, that's
continue to tear
fucked.
up the neighborhood,
That's fucked.
cloaking itself in a cloud of insulation and wood.
It's incredible. I've got it. It's taking on. It's taking on. We're getting major
Good lord.
damage. Major
It's not.
damage.
It's not the
As the
biggest
tornado moves
tornado.
onwards
I remember
towards
we
the
watched
Canadian
a
River.
documentary on the biggest tornado. The biggest tornado had like 4 funnels. It didn't do that much destruction because it was like in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah, it was a 4 big. Yeah, El Reno. Yeah, El Reno. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, 4 funnels, and then it had tons of rain surrounding it, so it looks like one big mile-long one. Oh yeah, I turned TTS off for a little bit so we could focus on the video, and so people don't say slurs. Once.
Michael takes off in pursuit of the tornado, racing it towards Moore. At the same time,
Yeah, after this
all
video,
3
I'll turn them
local
on
news stations
momentarily.
are broadcasting live views of the intensifying tornado, which has now expanded into a large wedge shape. The
God damn.
broadcasts show the tornado approaching Interstate 44.
That fucking piece of
stretches
shit
over
was
the Canadian River.
was so fucking small. Not even just like 5 minutes ago. Hi, fanboy Bray. How are you?
Beside the interstate is the decommissioned US 62 bridge. Even though this heavy steel bridge is attached to the ground
Not a
by
fanboy.
concrete mounts,
I disagree.
as the tornado slams into the interstate, large segments of the bridge
Real,
are
I got-
lifted
I
off their
got
mounts
schooled too,
and are
Breeze.
shunted over the road,
Let me-
blocking the
let me out of your
southbound
room
lane
now.
on the interstate.
No,
The
you're gonna
vortex
go
then
to the
crosses
basement with
over a
Louise.
racetrack, mangling everything on the property and eyeing
Hey,
its next set of homes
Hey,
along
Mr. Money, can you
157th
make
Street.
room for
The
Bray?
core begins to scour the grass, leaving dark streaks along the ground. Only 400 yards away,
Yes.
the homes on
I'd rather
Drexel
stay in your
Avenue
room.
are the next structures to experience the full wrath
I'm gonna have
of the
a
now
boy
monster.
send you a
Unlike the
picture
previous
of
homes
what
that
you
were
look
destroyed,
like.
these
It's gonna be
homes
a
are
fanboy
well-built
picture.
brick structures, which makes what happens next even more terrifying. The first 4 homes to experience the
Yes.
tornado's wrath are grazed by the north edge of the
Oh,
tornado's
shit.
core, and yet they still
Destroyed
buckle
houses.
and collapse, only leaving a few walls
If you choose to
standing.
be a
But the
tornado,
next
which
2
city
homes
would you
are
hit?
much less
Well, probably Oklahoma City or Moore City, because that's all they fucking hit, apparently. If not, I just want to hit the ground or just like normal field areas so my tornado doesn't kill anyone. Hi, Ram.
fortunate, being directly
You def make me wear fanboy clothing when I'm asleep. No, Bray. Remember, you put that shit on yourself, remember?
impacted by the core. Next to the homes, a grove of trees is completely annihilated, leaving nothing but
Yeah,
a
you did,
pile
remember,
of debarked
Bray?
trunks, and a car is shredded and thrown into the pile, leaving no trace of its existence apart from an engine block and a
I do
mangled
not see
part
a
of the
car.
frame. The most extreme damage
No,
here
you did.
was actually
Yeah,
the
see?
southwest home.
PJ's
however.
asking the right
Here,
questions.
the
Why are you in a
well-built
maid
home
outfit,
is
Bray?
swept off its foundation, leaving a bare foundation
Oh.
slab. It is evident that
Night-
the tornado
night,
is
Bray.
likely very close to EF5 intensity, and now even more
I'm not-
homes are in immediate
Then
danger.
why would
Michael
PJ
Lane
lie?
is still racing the tornado towards more.
PJ would
but
never
he's
lie.
being slowed down by strong winds and damage.
Scary noise. Oh yeah, Spike.
I'm just following this thing.
Stop showing me
I feel so
sex ads.
powerless.
Thank you for the follow, random.
It's gonna take out everything
What
in
the
its
fuck
path.
is that random ass noise? Is that a fucking telegraph?
The tornado is also starting to
Like an
drift
old-ass
north, cutting off his path down 149th towards Moore. It's during this jog north, the tornado reaches May Avenue, which marks a neighborhood of very large and well-built homes. Homes this size are much more resilient to tornadic winds than a regular
Alright, let's
home.
see.
But
Are
even
they
with the
actually
odds stacked
gonna-
in their favor,
they gonna
nothing
get
stands
fucked?
a chance. Cars
Yep,
and
they got
trees
fucked.
are once again mangled, and debris is piled
Crazy.
and swept, turning the once affluent street into
We
a
need to find a
wasteland.
way to
In
stop
one home,
tornadoes.
the residents sought refuge in a bedroom closet, but with the tornado this strength, it's nearly unsurvivable.
We need like a
unless you're
tornado killing
underground.
gun or some
As the
shit like
owners are
that.
hit, they're hospitalized, but miraculously survive.
It's
As
America.
the tornado
I'm surprised
crawls
we
over
already
the
don't have
neighborhood,
that.
the northern edge of the tornado brings down power lines over 149th Street, blocking Michael Lynn's pursuit of the tornado. To
Damn, this
reach
tornado
Moore
really doesn't
and
like
his
Michael
daughter,
Lynn.
he reluctantly has to double back
Imagine
and take a
not
different
surviving a
route
tornado.
to continue to
Imagine
race
not
there.
having your
At the
house
same
torn
time,
up in a tornado.
another
Good
car from
lord.
the other side of the tornado is racing towards it. Nathan Mobley.
I hope the
caught
people
sight of
weren't in their
tornado
houses
touching
when that
down
happened.
From within Moore.
It didn't
It is
specifically
now
say they were
racing
people,
west
so
to get a closer
I'm
look.
assuming they're
As it
probably
closes
foreign
the
people.
gap, he approaches the intersection of 164th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. The tornado is now incredibly violent, and the motion is incredible.
He's just getting an alert mid fucking recording that thing, getting an alert. Oh, there's a tornado in the area? Well, no fucking shit. I see it right there. Right fucking there, man. Cheeseburger? Hell yeah, cheeseburger, Wolf.
Nathan watches as the tornado barrels into Foreman Drive. 3 large homes located here are decimated, and their debris is smeared across the ground in a process called windrowing, indicating the core has intensified even more. As the tornado crosses Country Edge Drive,
That's some crazy
another
fog.
batch of
Hey, why
homes
did I
are
just get a
torn
tornado
down
warning?
and windrowed into
Real.
a creek. And as the tornado barely misses a new development of homes to the north, a collection
I
of
think
8
fucking
oil
missed
tanks
it.
finds themselves in the path of the tornado. As the core passes over the storage facility, the site is completely decimated. 4 of the massive and heavy oil tanks remain at the site, but another 4 have completely disappeared somewhere inside the tornado.
tornado's
They have
fucking
now
moving
become
them like
giant missiles
fucking
and
poker
are being
chips.
carried further and further away.
What's
from
your
their
opinion
origin
on
point.
garlic bread?
One is
It's
dropped
fucking
over
great.
200
I love
yards
that
away,
shit.
but the other 3
Garlic
would
bread
remain
is the
aloft
best.
for much longer. The tornado crosses the intersection of Western and 149th Street and into the Orr family farm in the Celestial Acres horse training area, a large complex of
Oh,
stables,
shit, not the
family
fucking horses.
attractions, and brick
God damn
buildings.
it.
This is where
These
the
horses
tornado
better be
would
fine.
arguably cause some of the most extreme damage conceivable. As the tornado closes in on the farm,
Real
the forward
garlic bread
motion
is
of the
good,
tornado
yeah.
slows and almost stalls, allowing the tornado to sit on top of the area. The result of this is almost like a blender. Large brick structures are pulverized, and their debris is windrowed as the vortex edges forwards.
The horses are
Up to
fine.
100 horses are killed as
God
their
damn it.
accompanying stables disappear, and a 30-foot propane
Fuck.
tank is picked up and lofted, joining the oil tanks that are still in the air. To the south, the tornado's southern edge is just barely impacting part of the Moore suburbs. Only 200 yards separate this neighborhood
What about the
from
fucking
center of the
horses?
tornado, but extreme damage is inflicted to the roofs and walls of the homes. Luck has run out for the tornado's track towards town, as the Orr family farm was the only
Oh,
thing
the sex
separating the
ad's going
tornado
up.
from the
Where'd they-
densely
where'd they
populated
go?
neighborhoods of Moore. The
Why did
tornado,
they choose purple?
now nearly
I
a
don't know,
mile
it's just a
wide,
purple
crosses
tornado, I
over
guess.
Western Avenue, marking
Oh,
the end of
shit.
its journey through scattered properties. What lay ahead was an unbroken grid of homes, businesses, and
Ah,
schools.
fuck. Does it
No
stop
more
soon?
gaps between targets. No
Please say it
more
stops
near
soon.
misses. And first in its path stood Briarwood Elementary. Inside the school, one of the teachers, Robin Jajits, films on her phone as she protects her students from the winds.
God damn. Hi, Captain.
It's almost over. Look at me. It's wet.
Entire sections of the school collapse as the roof above them buckles, and one of the oil tanks that was still in the air comes crashing down next to the school. The bathrooms in Briarwood, in nothing short of a miracle, held up to the over 200-mile-per-hour winds, saving every
Almost dead
single
of a
life
nuke.
in the school. The rest of the building, however,
skin,
which was
sorry.
constructed out of pure brick and steel, was razed to the ground. The tornado passing through
Damn.
elementary school meant it was now tearing directly through packed homes. And
You need
destruction that
at
followed
least
was
a 4
genuinely
point or
mind-blowing.
6.4
Tornado
10 to
sweeps
the
will
10
flattens
power
everything in
of
its
energy to
quarter-mile
stop a
wide
fast
core. In
4
one
point-
home
a
near
fo-
the school,
F4
two
tornado.
sisters,
Hi, smiley
Karina
face.
and Sydney Vargas, are killed while sheltering in their bathtub. In
Oh,
another,
dear.
a
That
mom
sucks.
passed away when her home collapsed over
At
her,
least
despite the
most of these
forewarning
people
of the
don't seem. Yeah, just tell it to stop politely. At least most of these people aren't in the house. Aren't in the houses as the tornado is going on.
tornado. There's just no way to properly prepare for an EF5 tornado without a shelter. In the Briarwood neighborhood, over 13 homes were completely swept from their foundations.
There should be like government funded mandated bunkers and houses for like more in Oklahoma City and like most areas in Oklahoma. Like it just has to be mandated.
And over 100 were fully destroyed. The propane tank from the Orr family farm lands in the destruction after being in the air for half a mile, while a third oil tank
Florida.
lands near Santa Fe
Uh,
Avenue over a mile.
Florida doesn't really get tornadoes as far as I'm aware. It more gets hurricanes. And I don't think bunkers would be too good in a hurricane. They'd more likely get flooded. I'd say more like hurricane defenses would be better for Florida. Whereas here it's literally only tornadoes.
From its origin point. At the time of the tornado survey, the fourth oil tank had not been found. Crossing Santa Fe Avenue, the damage did not cease.
100
Hundreds
foot
more
cut.
homes were destroyed.
I was thinking
with
more like,
some basically turned to
waterproof
powder.
walls
The
or
funnel was
something.
full of so much debris. Trees were basically
Or like
sandpapered to stubs, and bushes near
easily
homes were
replaceable
skimmed of
rafts,
their
that
bark.
kind of stuff.
Thousands of cars were also repeatedly lofted and mangled. The tornado's track
Because I don't think. Which storm is the worst one? Tornado or hurricane? I honestly wouldn't have any idea. I wouldn't want to go through either personally. And I don't, obviously, I've never been through one, so I don't know enough to give an educated answer on this. I'd say maybe the hurricane, depending on where in the hurricane you are. I don't know, it just depends. Are you going to be like actually in the path of the tornado? Or are you near a bunker? Oh, were you? Oh, you were in a hurricane before? How was that like? Or like how bad was that?
was deviating here as well, changing from its essentially perfectly straight path to a more northeastern direction. This shift in the path length was far from a good thing, as it was now heading for the Plaza Towers subdivision, where the Plaza Towers Elementary School stood in the very center. As the tornado continued to crawl towards the school, it only seemed to increase in intensity. The ground
Oh
in
God,
the
please
field
tell me
next
the
to the
kids weren't
school
there.
began to be scoured away multiple inches deep, and homes not even in the center of the tornado were swept clean. Their debris turned into literal powder.
You were in
It wouldn't
Hurricane
be long
Maria?
until the school
Goddamn.
was completely engulfed by the winds. The school itself consisted of 3 buildings. The main wing of the school
Oh shit, that's not. Oh shit. Oh, okay, you're gladly safe. Okay, that's good. This isn't good. He's making 3D model of the school. Something bad's gonna happen to it.
the gymnasium, and an extension of classrooms for the 3rd grade. Unfortunately, the south side of the vortex, where the strongest winds are, sliced directly over the 3rd grade building. As this happened, the eastern wall of the structure collapsed on top of dozens of students and teachers,
Oh,
sadly
shit.
killing 7 3rd graders. The death toll would make it one of the
Fucking
most lethal
goddamn
tornado
tornado.
impacts on a school ever recorded. The extremity was not just limited to the school, however, as the surrounding
Thank you for the follow,
neighborhood
Bob.
was completely flattened. Rows of homes to the south of the school were essentially thrown through the air, leaving nothing on the foundations.
Oh, you calculated it. you need at least 10 to the 12th power through 10 to the 13th power joules of energy to stop this tornado. Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna fucking get that.
and even stripping at the tile.
I couldn't even
on the
imagine how
concrete
you would get
slabs.
that.
The devastation in South
I was thinking more instead of like actually going energy to energy with the tornado. I was thinking more like a chemical reaction that would stop it. Ha! Fucking Bob, you fucking failed. Ha! Fuck ass. Get out of here, Bob. That's why I have TTS off, because people like Bob.
Plaza Towers would kill 7 other people while they were sheltering in their home, meaning in just a couple of minutes, the tornado had killed 14. Another element that may have contributed to the fatalities
I had the
here
Jules
was the
for the
appearance
first time.
of the
It's highly
tornado
goated.
as debris and rain shrouded the once
Jules.
photogenic tube, transforming it into an almost mile-wide hazy fog.
God
While
fucking
very
damn.
few visible angles of the tornado exist at this point, one civilian, Danny Tracy, was recording from about a mile away. While the tornado is too large
That
to
just
fit
looks like a
into his
fucking
vertical
rain
video,
cloud.
stitching
That doesn't
together
even
the
look like a
shots
tornado.
reveals the massive rain-wrapped monster tearing through Plaza Towers.
Oh, never mind. That's
Even
just a
closer,
huge-ass
Kim
tornado.
Aguilar and her co-workers filmed the tornado passing from an oil change store. And while the tornado missed them by less than half a mile, a shower of debris filled the air, raining down on the streets and
Oh
stores.
yeah, I don't doubt it. Like the last half mile. Good lord. So even like a half a mile away, you're still getting the effects of it.
Passing Plaza Towers, the path continues to shift to the north.
Do these
and
ever
damage,
go over
while
like
still
ATMs and stuff? And then there's just a fuckload of money everywhere? Like money just flies everywhere? That's had to have happened before. I feel like that's happened.
extreme
multiple times
shrinks in width. A cemetery is directly hit next, shifting and even tossing massive headstones around and caking them in mud as the ground is continuously scoured away. A tree line to the north is
Okay, well, at
obliterated
least it didn't
before the
uproot
next
the
neighborhood
body
is hit.
out of the
Homes
cemetery.
continue to be turned to powder when suddenly the tornado begins to slow down and turn sharply to the north. In any normal tornado, this would be an indication that it's about to lift. But suddenly, while moving less than 10 miles per hour, the tornado shifts again, making a complete loop over the area. The
Dude,
tornado
these
is
tornadoes
far
really
from
like
over.
looping.
Near the tornado's loop, 4
From like the fucking 5 tornado videos I've seen, these pieces of shit really like to loop for some reason.
homes were
Is there just like a scientific reason? Oh, this is a tornado. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I will.
impacted so heavily.
Don't worry, we're gonna do spooky shit in a bit.
Their debris essentially disappeared. While no one was in the homes impacted, the vortex unfortunately looped over something else. A gas
What did it loop
station
over?
where multiple people were taking shelter inside.
Damn.
If a normal EF5 tornado wasn't enough, a nearly stationary one has to be unsurvivable. And unfortunately, 3 people died in the gas
That is
station.
fucking
The
unlucky,
loop
RNG.
also had another side effect. The path
I love
was now
tornadoes.
heading southeast, directly
Oh
towards
yeah,
the
the
Moore Medical Center.
there's
of
like
the
I'm
town.
likely gonna turn this into a VOD. So if you want to watch the VOD on YouTube, it'll probably be there eventually.
Hospital. As it ripped through the hospital, cars in and around the building were tossed, thrown, and shredded like toys. In some cases, fusing multiple cars into
I
an
thought your TikTok
unrecognizable
got
pulp.
banned.
The real
Yeah, it got momentarily banned. They thought I was like under 18, which is bullshit because I'm in fucking college. And they wanted my ID and shit. I said fuck you. So, I wouldn't be surprised if I get banned again for that. And I'll let you guys know if I do. Hopefully I don't. I'm correct. But this is the first EF5 tornado. No, it's just the most destructive tornado in Oklahoma history. The Moore tornado.
force stone column
Yeah,
of
the
the
video I
hospital
posted.
allowed the structure to remain standing. However, almost every window and entryway was blown out, and the entire hospital was caked in
Oh
mud.
no, I didn't get permanent banned. I should have probably communicated that better. My fault. Oh, El Reno. El Reno was the biggest. It was the biggest tornado ever, but this is the most destructive one.
Mud, debris, and even piles of vehicles. The tornado begins to speed up past the hospital.
Like I
and
think
as it
the biggest thing El Reno did was like take a Twister X. I think that's what they were called. Yeah, I think so. And then like I think maybe four other people I remember. Oh, and then another crew that tried to fucking outrun it.
emerges from the
Fucking-
rain, its
yeah.
appearance is very different from before. Now, a tall brown snake of destruction. Multiple businesses are now being flattened as the tornado crosses over the interstate and into
goddamn.
more residential areas. The EF5 winds are now in a much tighter area, leading to an almost selective level of damage as some homes are completely swept away
Holy
while
shit,
others
shot.
remain standing. Crossing
Real,
the field,
real
a
cool
row
kid.
of industrial
Here,
buildings
if
lie
Bray is still here, is Bray still here? He's a femboy, for real.
in the path, and while the worst winds miss the businesses to the south, the weak metal structures hold little support,
Tall brown
collapsing
snake.
and crumbling from the winds. One man,
I mean, looking at
63-year-old
yeah, I don't think anything will happen. I don't think anything would happen in New York like ever. It's such a big ass city.
William Sauce
nothing is gonna
sadly
happen there.
dies in the building he was leasing. As the tornado crosses into the next neighborhood, storm
Some
chaser
TTS.
Craig
Oh, I
Nichols
turned it
takes
off so people weren't doing like racist stuff like usual.
cover
But I'll
inside a
turn
random
it on
person's home,
after
and
this
he
video,
emerges to find
and then
while the
turn it off
structure he
again
was
when
in
we're
was
watching the
fine.
video.
Just a couple yards down the road, blocks were leveled.
Good thing I'm in Portland. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good thing you're literally anywhere not near Oklahoma. Like, what the fuck? There's no. Yeah, we're gonna watch. You're definitely gonna watch horror, spooky videos after this.
To the south, Jeffrey
What? I don't know what besides being born in Oklahoma could convince you to move there.
Google, stop
Like
showing
willingly,
me
at
sex
least.
ads.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, little. Voice critical fell off.
Lekis also records the tornado, just barely missing him.
Thank you. Hi, little. Bro, put the camera away and like dig a bedrock or something and get shelter. I mean, this seems pretty normal. They like to record that stuff. And he's driving away, I think. But you better be driving away. The thing looks like it's coming very, very slowly. Do they hang low and wobble? Actually, you should do that. You probably should do that in a tornado. If I remember how you're supposed to stay in a tornado, I'm pretty sure you're just supposed to stay really close to the ground. And not be in a car like this guy clearly is. But I'm not in this area, I'm not in Tornado Valley, so I can't say I'm certain.
More blocks are raised away as the tornado has now regained an east to northeast direction. The outer wind field and core both steadily shrink, turning into more of a drill into the earth as it
Bro, these fucking tornadoes, they're fucking more indecisive than my exes, good lord. Hi, little.
continues to level
I think I filmed the tornado one last, but no.
more and more homes. A portion of the Highland East School is
It would be very interesting to imagine like a sentient tornado. That would be interesting.
completely swept away, luckily with no one
Watching
inside.
you film
And
the
past the
camera
school,
cuts
a
out.
park is destroyed and covered in mud. The tornado
I mean,
splinters
hopefully not.
one last row of homes south of Highway 37
last-
before
one
the packed
last?
suburbs of Moore cease. Maintaining a violent intensity, the vortex continues to shrink at a sudden rate. While multiple
Okay, at least it's
homes are
not in
still being
neighborhoods
impacted,
anymore.
the terror on the city of Moore is slowly coming to an end. And
Okay,
suddenly,
good. It's an open field now.
K4 captures the tube, slowly snaking into nothing.
And maybe just the east side of Air Depot Road. There it is. It's gone, Mike.
So let's see, we're going to stay right here. We're going to see if it recycles, but it's completely roped out, or it's continuing to rope out as we speak right now. Look at that school, guys. Oh my God, right there. Keep coming back to your left, Travis. Keep coming.
I think if I was born in Oklahoma, tornado, being like a tornado or storm chaser would be a really cool job. That'd be a pretty fucking badass job.
Back to your left.
Respect to anyone who does that.
If you
Risking
guys
their
can see
lives
this,
for the
I
people's
don't
safety.
know how to explain it, how to describe it. This is
At this point, tornadoes find a level the whole entire state of Oklahoma real.
this is terrible. This is war zone.
More
Terrible.
Oklahoma is
This
gone.
school-
Yeah,
The
it does look
damage
like a
is
war zone.
inconceivable,
Except all the
arguably
concrete
worse
is
than
intact.
1999. Rescue personnel is stretched thin as a hospital, 3 schools, and over 1,100 homes are completely destroyed. The 2013 Moore tornado
Does
was
anyone know
incredibly
Nancy?
strong,
I
considered
don't
by
personally.
some to be one of the strongest ever recorded, and the scars
Damn.
are still visible today. Thank you for watching.
That was a great video.